I just want to start off by saying that everything in which gets measured will see progress. Stay tuned because today I'm going to be showing you the how and the why of why you should be tracking multiple different aspects of fitness to help you reach your goals faster. What's up everyone, David here. Got a new video for y'all today, but before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. Now today, we're gonna be talking about your goals specifically. What is it that you want to achieve physically? I'm talking about fitness, whether it be wanting to build muscle, build strength, lose fat, get healthier, whatever it may be. Everyone has their own different goals. Everyone's unique in their own way. That's why you're going to the gym in the first place. You're going to the gym because you want to improve in some type of aspect of your physical health. But here's the thing. You will see progress a lot faster if you actually start tracking what are the little things you're doing to help you reach it. And that's exactly what we got right here. We got various different things that you should be keeping track of depending on what your goals are. Because let's put it this way. If you're just going about whatever goal it may be, losing weight, building muscle, building strength, whatever it may be, it's just something physical, you're in the gym for a reason. And you're not keeping track of what you did last week or what you did last month. You're not keeping track of how many pounds you lost thus far. How would you really know if you're making progress? You need something to compare to, so that way you ensure that you're on the right track. Because let's put it this way. If you've been hitting the gym for a month and you don't feel like you're making any progress, well, how can you confirm? Do you have something that you can compare to where you are now compared to where you were a month ago when you first started? Were you keeping track of different aspects of, let's just say, your overall body weight, things like that? If not, well, then how do you know if you're doing the right thing? What if you changed workout programs and all of a sudden you feel like, no, I'm not making as much progress. I'm not building as much muscle as I used to. Well, okay, what did you do differently? Did you keep records of your previous workout programs so you can know what you did there and how you can build on top of that? No? Well, there you go. You see, it's important to keep track of multiple different things, and everyone's gonna be a little different. It just depends on what your goals are. So we'll start off with strength. Me personally, this is something that I love more. I love training for strength. I'm more like power lifter, strongman, just loading up the bar heavy with good form, never ego lifting. But too many times when we're writing our workout programs, you don't keep track of what you've done in the past, so that way you can continue doing so in the future to help you build more strength. What if I was doing my box squats and I realized, oh man, every time I really push hard with the box squats, my regular barbell back squat goes up in numbers. And for this next training cycle, I decide to not do box squats, and I notice, now I'm really struggling with my squat. I'm not grinding out the bottom as much. I'm starting to bomb out and I can't get the lifts that I want. Okay, luckily I kept track of my previous progress and I realized, okay, I cut out the box squats. I need to reintroduce those back in. So you see, it's important to keep track of what are the exercises that you're doing, because once you start seeing that you're adding more and more progress to your workouts, okay, keep track of it. What exactly is it that you're doing all of a sudden that's helping you get better? Your lockout on the bench press, all of a sudden, now it's getting easier. I'm not struggling right here. I'm actually grinding through. Okay, what did I recently start doing that helped me do that? Okay, I've been doing a lot more direct tricep push and a lot more direct tricep work. I need to do more of that. So see, track your exercises so you can see which ones are the ones that your body responds very well to and which ones are the ones that, I could do away with those. The weight itself, that is something to keep track of as well. Let's just say normally you're benching 275, feels good, but then all of a sudden 275 is feeling a little heavy now, and as the weeks go on and on, it's like, oh man, it's getting heavier and heavier. It's feeling more difficult. It should be feeling easier. Keep track of those things. You gotta find what is causing that. On the flip side, weight going up each week, that's a good sign that you're making progress. When it comes to tracking your workouts or just your overall fitness, it's not always about to pinpoint what isn't working. It will also be a good way to reassure that what you are doing is working for you. So weight is one of the easiest ones for you to track, because every week it's easy to gauge. Was I able to add 5 more pounds? Was I able to add the 2.5? Yes and yes. Okay, we're moving up in weight each week. Boom, everything is going according to plan. And lastly, volume. That is one of the best ways for you to track progress if you're someone who's training for strength. Weight is obviously the more popular one. That's the easiest way to measure if you are seeing progress or if you're not. Just add on my 5 more pounds. I was able to get it. Boom, progress. But there's only so much weight you can add. There's only so many weeks in a row where you can keep adding 5 pounds to your bench press before eventually you're going to plateau. However, volume, that could be a good indicator of if you are making more progress. That's an easy way to track. What normally you would have been able to do 225 for 10 reps, all of a sudden, now you can do 225 for 11 reps. And then a couple of weeks later, now I can do it for 12 reps. You see, I can track all these things. It's not always about tracking it just using the weight. Use volume as an example. Normally you do 3 sets of 8 with 315. Okay, now at the end of this workout, it's like, hey, I feel pretty good. I feel like I can get another set. Boom, you added another set of 315. You see, all of these ways are good for tracking progress as it relates to strength. But the thing is, not everyone trains for strength. Some of us train for body composition, for, I would just say, size, the way that we look, aesthetics. So whether that be you're the person that's trying to build muscle or the person that's trying to lose fat or a combination of the two, there's different ways in which you can track progress or track what isn't working out, what you need to change to help you reach those goals. So depending on what it is that you're trying to do, whether you're trying to build muscle or burn fat, one of them is going to have to take priority. You can do both. You can build muscle and lose fat at the same time, but one is always going to take priority over the other. So the way I like to think of it is, if you're naturally on the thinner side, just prioritize building the muscle and the fat loss will come on its own. If you're someone who's already on the bigger side, classified overweight, obese, or severely obese, morbidly obese, then in that case, you will have to prioritize losing the fat. And as long as you're still going about the right training parameters, you'll still build muscle. You should still do a combination of lifting weights to build muscle and cardio for losing fat in some way, shape, or form. Just one is going to take priority over the other. You want to burn fat? Do exercises to build muscle, but still go on your walks. You're trying to build muscle? Okay, obviously hit the weights hard, but still do some type of cardio. At that point, it won't even be for fat loss, but for overall heart and lung function as well. Regardless, at the end of the day, you got to do a combination of both. Just one is going to be more important to the other depending on who you are. Now, as far as tracking, you got to figure out what exactly is it that you're measuring. If you're going to be prioritizing the muscle building, what exactly are you measuring? You're measuring obviously the way you look. You're tracking how big your arms getting, how broad your shoulders are getting, how small your waist is getting, how big your thighs are. If you're trying to measure out and track your progress for your fat loss, okay, that one, waist needs to come down. This flap at the bottom of my arm, I want it to go down. My rounded face, I want my face to slim out so I don't have so much big cheeks, I don't have a double chin, things like that. You got to figure out what exactly is it that you're going to be using to measure each thing. The method is going to be crucial. And along with that, the way that you choose, the method that you decide is going to be the way that I'm going to be tracking my building of my muscle or losing that fat. Has to stay consistent long term. So first off, scales should be an obvious. If you're trying to build muscle, you just want the scale number to go up. You're trying to lose weight, you want to see that number go down. Obviously, you're losing weight. Now, another thing that you can do, clothes. You can measure how much weight you're losing depending on how your clothes fit. But here's the thing, you got to choose the same outfits all the time. So let's just say I have this one shirt, this one white shirt that typically fits me a little tight around the midsection, and my goal is to lose fat. Okay, over time, that shirt that normally fits me tight right here should be feeling looser and looser as the weeks, as the months go on. In turn, if my goal is to build muscle, typically I have this shirt, fits me normal, but as the months goes on, as I'm really trying to build up that muscle, doing everything right, everything's going according to plan, the sleeves ideally should be getting tighter and tighter because your arm is growing. Different things like that. You just got to keep track of which articles of clothing am I using to measure that progress. Now, lighting. A lot of you, progress pics, that is a great way to track your workouts. Let's just say, like the example I used earlier, you're 1 month into your fitness journey and you feel like you haven't gotten anywhere. Okay, did you track your progress? Did you track where you were 1 month ago? No? Okay, well, what, you have nothing to compare to. But what if you've taken one photo today and you took one photo 1 month ago when you first started? Put the two side by side. although you may think that you weren't making any progress or you haven't done anything up until that point, well, we have visual proof where actually, yes, obviously you did do progress. It's real. There's a mental thing about not seeing progress. We see ourselves every day in the mirror, so it's hard for us to see the little changes because we're just so used to seeing ourselves every single day. But if we were to take a photo on day 1 and day 30, although we can see or feel those changes day in and day out, those pictures will show a difference if you stay consistent and did everything that you're supposed to be doing. So whether it be for building muscle or losing fat, progress pics, spread them out. One progress pic every 30 days, one progress pic every 8 weeks, whatever it may be. Just, I also want to point out the lighting. Wherever it is that you're going to be taking this progress pic, try to make it in the same spot. I hate when I see people, they choose to use the absolute worst lighting and they make the picture look as bad as possible in the before picture to justify and make them feel better about the after photo. And the after photo, it's got the best lighting, everything looks good, just to make the change look more drastic. Be honest with yourself. If I took my first progress photo right here in this spot right now at 1:17 p.m. today, okay, 1 month from now, I should be able to take my progress photo here at 1:17 p.m. 30 days later in the same spot, the same lighting, just to keep everything consistent. Because what if that lighting is what made it the other photo look bad and it made it seem like you made more progress than you really did? You get what I'm saying? So just try to stay consistent with everything. As far as time goes, the time goes specifically for those who are maybe trying to prioritize losing weight. Whatever it is that you're using, or I should say, realistically, if you are using a body weight scale for losing weight and tracking how many pounds you've lost each and every day, measure yourself at the same time each day. Let's just say day 1, it's Monday, I'm gonna weigh myself in the gym. All right, good, I weigh 200 pounds. All right, now let's go Thursday, 4 days later, I'm gonna weigh myself again just to see where I'm at. You know, it's my first week in the gym. Let's just see where I'm at. And you weigh 201 pounds. You just spent 4 days in the gym. Do you really think that 1 pound is going to affect you mentally? Obviously it is. Now you spent 4 days in the gym trying to lose weight and all of a sudden you gained a pound. Well, what happened? What time did you measure yourself? On that first day, day 1, Monday, you weighed yourself at 7 a.m. in the morning. Your stomach is empty. You just got up. You just woke up. On Thursday, day 4, you weigh yourself at 8 p.m. after a whole day of eating food, after a whole day of drinking water. All that stuff gets added to your weight. So no, you didn't gain weight. You didn't gain any additional fat. That's just the undigested food and water that is in your system. So it's not actually your body weight. It's the external weight that you consumed. So ideally, time a little bit more aimed towards those that are trying to lose weight. Weigh yourself in the morning before your first meal of the day. Keep everything as consistent as possible. Now, diet. That is something that should definitely be tracked. Macros, protein, carbs, and fats. And frequency, how often are you eating? For someone who's trying to build muscle and build strength, typically the calories are going to be a little higher. All right, I'm eating this many grams of protein, this many grams of carbs, and this many grams of fat. Okay, am I seeing progress? Yes. Okay, now I want to build up a little bit more muscle. I need to be in a little bit more of a caloric surplus. All right, let's ramp up the calories. Okay, I ramped them up, but now I'm not looking as muscular. Maybe it was a little too many calories that I added into my diet, and now I'm starting to look, a little soft. I'm starting to look a little more too rounded. Maybe that was too much. Maybe let's try to lean out a little bit more. Let's cut the calories back. Okay, how many calories do you cut back? You won't know unless you track. So that's why it's important. You want to gain weight, monitor how many extra calories am I going to be eating? How many extra servings am I going to be eating? If it was too much, if I want to lose, okay, now let's reduce down to this many calories. Let's reduce down to this many servings. You see, all these little things are only going to be working in your benefit, but you got to keep track of it. Also, frequency. Some people, they do very well with intermittent fasting. Other people, no, they like to spread out their meals evenly throughout the day. Everyone's going to be a little different. Everyone's body responds differently, but you won't know unless you try it, and you won't know if you don't track it down. So it goes to show you, diet will play a huge factor on whatever your overall goal is, but you got to keep track of the little things like that. Remember, the little things added up over time will lead to something bigger, something greater. And lastly, and this is something that I feel most people, especially with fitness, they often overlook, but it will have huge effects on your overall performance if you don't take note of it. And that's just something as simple as your mood. How are you feeling throughout the day? Let's be completely honest. How many of you have had a very stressful day and it affected your workout? On the flip side, how many of you just had a, normal to good day and you had a better workout? It should be obvious that there's a difference. What are the things that could affect us? Our job stress, okay? Busy week, meeting deadlines, budget cuts, bad business deals, whatever it may be, all that can affect your workouts. Because instead of focusing your all and trying to get that new PR on squat because your goal is strength, well, I can't focus all my attention and energy towards that squat mentally getting there because in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about what happened earlier today at work, okay? Also, job stress or just any type of stress in general. How many of you are stress eaters? Food is your way of coping. You don't think that's gonna affect your overall diet, which in turn will affect what your overall size, depending on if your goal is to build muscle. What if you're on a cut, but you're stressed from work, and all of a sudden now you're gaining weight because you're stress eating and you're eating more? Little things like that. You gotta keep track of all these things. All of a sudden you realize, man, I'm gaining a lot of weight. Well, why exactly is that? Well, I just so happened, I gained the most amount of weight within these past 3 weeks. Okay, what happened within these past 3 weeks all of a sudden started? You look back of everything that you were tracking, you realize, it's been my stress at work. That's what's causing me to go into these bad habits. You see, measure these things out, keep track of it, because you never know when you might have to refer back to it to make changes as needed. Your overall mental health, which could be affected by stress, could be affected if you're not hitting the right exercises or you're not hitting your numbers, you're not seeing as much progress with your overall body composition, you don't like the food that you're eating, little things. There's a lot of things that could affect your mental health, which ultimately can affect how disciplined you are with your diet and can affect how hard you're pushing the gym for your strength or your size goals. Relationships. How many of you, maybe you got a little rocky relationship, you don't think that's gonna affect your workouts? Obviously, you have a good relationship. That can also affect your workout. Because what if, you're in a good relationship and now you're going out to eat more, spending more time with, your partner, whoever it may be. All right, good. You're going out on more dates, which is good. But at the flip side, where you're going out for those dates, you don't think you're gonna gain weight? I remember my girlfriend and I, when we first met, when we were first going out, oh man, we were going out every week. And then not only that, she'll be making baked goods at home. Good relationship and everything, but I gained a lot of fat. Why? Because although it is a good relationship, the relationship can affect your goals. Just because, you want to enjoy time with them, you're enjoying the food you're eating together, but, that affects your fitness goals. And we both ultimately ended up gaining a lot of weight. But then, we look back and what happened all of a sudden? Why did we gain it? We were such in good shape. We look back at it, see what we're keeping track of. We're going out too much. We're eating a little too unhealthy. All right, let's make some tweaks. We can still go out as frequently as we do, but let's pick some healthier options. So you see, it goes to show you gotta keep track of all of these things. Doesn't matter what your goal may be. Building muscle, building strength, losing fat, whatever it may be, you got to keep track of the various aspects that will help you get to that goal in the first place. If you see you're making good progress, all right, keep doing what you're doing. If you realize all of a sudden you're not making as much progress, you're slowing down, or you plateaued, okay, let's take a step back. Let's analyze what we've been doing up until that point, and let's make the adjustments as needed. Hopefully this video was helpful. Again, I just want to really emphasize the importance of tracking it. Just whatever it is that's important for you, you got to track it. Everything that gets written down, everything that gets measured, everything that we lay out will ultimately see improvement and we'll see changes, whether better or for worse, just depends on how you pivot on the spot. Comment down below if this video was helpful, and also comment down below any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is, comment down below. I've been more than happy to help y'all out. Be sure to subscribe not just to my channel, but my girlfriend's channel, our couple's channel, so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. For this channel specifically, new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, so don't miss out. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts, girlfriend's accounts, couples accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.